Well, make sure my mic is working. How y'all doing this afternoon? It may be evening for some of y'all if y'all are tuning in from the EU. Early afternoon for the rest of us in the States. And have we got a matchup for y'all today? It's going to be between Sri Lankan's ODB versus Jamie's Pacifist. Both top tier teams, top tier players all around. And I'm predicting that we're gonna see another Subway map. If y'all did not catch it, our last one between Dark Tidings and OP Academy actually made it to Subway as well. So definitely check that VOD out. It is on this channel, VREL Gaming 2. We also have a match going on being casted by Identity Crisis VR on VREL Gaming. And he's casting a contractors match right now. So, you know, you can always pull up that multi-stream, get it going, you know, Corbin Dallas multi-pass. But yeah, looks like they are getting all the players in. And if you don't know, it is 3 randomly generated maps each week that all the teams will be playing. So the first one, as you see right there, is Bazaar Night. And it's one that seems to have been shaking some things up. I mean, you got to use your night vision. People say you don't need to, but I've gone out there and forgot my night vision, and trust me, you need it. You try to stay out of the buildings, as they are a little bit more lit up than everything else, because you know you got interior lights and all that, and you can sneak around pretty well, it being a night map. Also, it looks great with that moon out there. When we hop into the scene, you'll see that moon in the background. But yeah, what are y'all's predictions for today's matchup? Who do you think is going to take it? I think it's going to be a pretty close one, and I'm excited for it. Big shout out to all our sponsors out there. You know, we got B Haptics, we got G Fuel. Definitely get your G Fuel going. If you're just waking up, you know, moving a little slow, pop some G Fuel going. Out in there. Oh, we're starting. There's the beeps. Let's get out there. There's that moon I was talking about. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's hop down to the players. Get that night vision for y'all, so it is a little bit brighter. All right, we are seeing that ODB got this southeast spawn. Looks like they're going to have 2 pushing right up through the center. Possibly Wert's going to find himself a mark real quick. He definitely spotted him to get the call-outs there.
Yeah, west of Kia.
Meanwhile, you're having Don Patron pushing all the way to the north. I thought it was Don Patron. There's Don Patron right there, but I'm not seeing his name right here. Oh, SP Don Patron. Oh, is he gonna spot Abbott there behind that barrier? They have slowed down their push. They've gotten up to the midpoint, and they are moving a tad bit slower. I mean, still right under 4 minutes. All the time in the world. It looks like on the side of Pacifist, they are going to be holding their defensive lines. Not getting peaky. Letting them come to them. See Jamie there watching this west. It's a great sight line. It's usually pretty hard to spot out. Looks like Don Patron has gotten up into Kiat, second story. Continuing his north push here. We are just hitting that 3-minute mark. No deaths as of yet. I'm sure it's going to just pop off. See high voltage already getting into that west building, west center building right under Fabs. And one shot
Echo
does
4
find its mark
by,
onto
green
Hoochie,
1.
making it a 4v5 in favor of Pacifist. Section 1 also
Confirmed.
thought he spotted high voltage. But he was, in fact, just confirming that kill he just got on Hoochie. Back here in the north, Don Patron still holding his position here on the northwest side of Kiat. Smoke out there from the west is going to block Jamie's view. Don't know if he's... Oh, yep. He did spot Jamie. Gave the call out. Shots have ensued, but they are not finding their mark. You see the rotation there by Fabs. Oh, and in the north, Don Patron is found by Abbott. As FaZe does take out Wirt on this push across, Sri Lankan's going to try his route next. Does get into the blue room. Currently up to these two attackers right here. As Sri Lankan takes out Fabs, he's pushing in. He's danger close to OBJ. He's in there on the side of OBJ. Tablet out. Cap is going to be happening if they don't find him in time, and it does in fact. First round here on Bazaar Night, we have a cap from ODB when they were down with only 2 attackers. Just shows it takes a couple of kills to free up that lane, and you get in and you get a cap already sitting comfy, up 2 points. And that may be setting the tone for this first map. We'll see what Pacifist can do here next. Let's get their 2 points on the board, make it official. There we go. That's how you want to start a game. Sure, Bob. Thanks for tuning in. You know, I have been let known that it could be buffering. I forgot to change my bitrate. I do apologize on that. If so, just lower the resolution a little. It's not going to look as pretty, but hopefully it'll take care of that buffering issue if you are experiencing it. If you missed it, you're just tuning in, you missed a great cap from ODB. They got down to just 2 players, Sri Lankan and Voltage. High Voltage, I think. I'm just going to say Voltage. Voltage is hard to say. I wonder if that's on purpose. But yeah, it was just them 2. Sri Lankan got a nice pick onto Fabs, and that cleared up the way. He came up through the south and on in and got the cap. But we are starting. Let's get out there. Looks like there was a round reset, so we're coming right back. Imagine someone forgot their night vision. Like I said, it happens. Yes, there we go. They are starting right back up. Again, thank you for tuning in, Bob. Everybody else. Love to have y'all. Hopefully we can put on a great match here for you this afternoon. Let's see how Pacifist is feeling after that first cap. They did get the east spawn, so you're going to see 2 on the south side of this main street, 1 on the north side, pushing right on through to the west. Thought for sure Hoochie or Voltage was going to poke out there and possibly get picked up by one of Pacifist, but they held back. Look at that angle there from Hoochie. If Section, if he holds that angle, he will have sightlines on the Section as he pushes up. Jamie has made his way across. As shots from Moth do come out. Not exactly sure. He might have been spraying on through to the west. We see Fabs slowly pushing in here. West side of Kiat Market. guys wanted to go? Let's go to Mach. As I do, Abbott gets found by Voltage. Ma trying to get the refrag, can't quite find the mark onto him. Looks like we got the other two still holding back a little bit. Ma still trying to land the shots. Instead, he will find one onto Hoochie, making this an even 4v4. Looks like Fabs is trying to clear out this building. Don't know if he heard sound from Voltage or not. Section 1 here in the west. Takes out Wirt. Is going to get Dom Patron. Rotating back, trying to find the refrag. Spots Jamie, can't land the shots. They're on red truck. And popping up will get found by Dom Patron. At the same time, Fabs and High Voltage traded over here in the center. We'll make it 2-2. We got Mod coming from the center part of Kiat here, as well as Section 1 over in the west. ODB realizing that they are only 2 up, I believe, have started talking to see where they can go. Hey, Hearn. Hey, Steve. Thanks for stopping in. Moth taking out another. We'll make it a 2v1. It's all up to Sri Lanka now on defense to hold it down. He is trying to find that refrag, and instead of getting capped on, he is going to run out there and get shot by Mr. from the back. Making sure the cap did not go out. Yes, you lost the round, but there was no cap. And that's what you want to do. You can't be afraid to die in instances like that. I think he realized, you know, I'm last alive. Let's just run to the OBJ and get it in. Do not let them get it in. Get their first point on the board. Now, if they can win, they actually won the harder round to win, which is the Marsoc round. So now they just have to defend, and they'll tie it up. They'll be back where they would have been had they won the first Volk round. Odell Beckham. Is that what it stands for, Steve? I was wondering what ODB stood for. You know, I figured it was, you know, the song ODB. The singer. It's a song, sorry. The rapper. The performer. The artist himself. Thought that's what they're going for. Seeing how most of the team is more of the mature side. At least I think they are. Y'all would probably know more than me. So how is everybody doing? It's looking to be a good match. Kill count wise, we got High Voltage up there with 3-1 leading his pack. And on the other side, Pacifist, we got Mr. Moth leading their pack with 3-0. Oh, and we are quick rounds. Love it. This is going to be Southeast Market OBJ.
Oh shit, you need to smoke, don't you?
Throwing the smokes out already so they can get into their defensive positions. Smart plays there. Except Abbott runs in front of the smoke. Could be to block off the west. Shots already coming out.
Right, someone just jiggled 3 times.
He may have seen the three players going across that there. It did look like 3 of them were crossing that window at the same time.
Southwest, cross Center Street going southwest.
If you keep an eye on Jamie pushing over the west, he might be working on the flank. We are going to have Fabs over here getting found by Wirt, clearing up this east side for Wirt and Sri Lankan to push on through. Meanwhile, Hoochie, High Voltage, and Dom Patron has already gotten over. I think he hears Jamie's footsteps. Not going to be able to find the mark from where he's at. Also, Abbott is there in that east market. Possibly if he pulls out. Oh, but Jamie finding voltage across the way.
Echo 4.
Uchi looking for the refrag. Does find it. Getting himself a kill. Making it a 4v3 in favor of ODB. You see the laser there from section. Trying to find that refrag. Abbott holding here in the blue room. Backside of scaffolding is not going to find anyone as they have both passed him in the east. Don Patron has made his way across the street. All they need now is Hoochie, but Hoochie may be hearing Abbott back there. He's playing a little bit more cautious. Sri Lankan is already danger close to OBJ here in one of the OBJ buildings. It is all up to essentially Section 1 and Mr. being the only two on OBJ. Abbott still over there in the east side market. He's not going to be providing much help to his team at the moment. We see Dom Patron and C4 goes out. Dom Patron finds the mark onto Mr. Moth. Right on the other side of Section 1. Trade does go out. OBJ is wide open with 3 of ODB, able to just push in and cap. Abbott will be running back, possibly catching Hoochie. Does, in fact, from behind. Work lane shots, can't get the kill. But Sri Lankan, almost getting the cap out, is found by Abbott with Work quickly refragging. Cap did not go out, but they did, in fact, win the round, going up 3-1. That was close. Hearn, we don't need it in the chat, buddy. Talking mature age-wise. Please, we don't need it. Wow, that was close. We almost saw another cap from Sri Lankan. Abbott was way off of OBJ. I mean, thankfully for Pacifist, he was able to get back in time to prevent the cap. Yeah, they did lose the round, but I mean, a round loss is better than losing by a cap, because that would have been the map already had they got that cap out. But it does make it 3-1. Can throw down in the chat who you're going for. I see Steve's going for ODB. We got Hearn going for Pacifist. Probably could have dropped a. Oh well, no. One of the. Well, if there's any mods in the Discord in the chat, they can drop a poll. I don't think I have those abilities. Oh, thanks, Caprichosa, for following. Oh yeah, glad to have you here. We got some spicy gameplay happening. Gonna see how Pacifist can do here on Marsoc next. Essentially, ODB just have to hold it down. They just have to play defense. Keep it going. I mean, they did lose their other defensive round, but this is a different OBJ. I think it's a little bit easier to hold. Why I say that, because essentially, if you chill here and you watch there, they cannot enter. That's the only way they can enter from the north. And if you do the same thing in the south, that's the only way they can enter. So you can have 2 people holding it down, the other 3 maybe covering their angles, or even on OBJ. We might see a quick pick off here from the west. They do, in fact, find out that the spawn is going to be here in the southwest. That should get the defense adjusting appropriately. Don Patron might be finding himself a pick here very shortly. Abbott already pushed up there in the center. He will be having to contend with high voltage back there and Sri Lankan on the rotation back. Get a sky view of how they are moving. See almost pretty much a full team push here through the west. Don Patron did. He spots Mr. Moth, but Mr. Moth does become victorious in that exchange, bringing it to a 4v5 in favor of Pacifists. Pacifists taking their time, clearing out this west push. I mean, it could work for them, as it's 5 of them essentially against 3 here in the west. No, 2, sorry. Because the other 2 are further northeast. So as long as they hold this west push, they're looking pretty good to get in there and possibly cap. If they get in and take out Hoochie and Wirt, I mean, the cap could go out before Voltage and Sri Lankan get back in time. You already see smoke out here in the west. I don't know if Wirt has called that out or not. As Sri Lankan and Voltage aren't finding anything, but they are posted up. Maybe an indication to go ahead and rotate back. Abbott's going to have a hard time getting past Hoochie here. Shots out on the Wirt. Jamie finds Sri Lankan on the rotation back. He's possibly going to get found by Voltage. Does in fact get picked up by Voltage as Mr. Moth and Hoochie trade. You see a Molotov out on the OBJ. Fabs is sneaking in, possibly through the smoke here. He was not spotted. He's in the smoke. If they're not careful, he is going to cap. Smoke disappears, but will he get the cap? He does, in fact, get the cap out in time and gets the kill onto Wirt, tying it up here on Bizarre Night. Wow. So they capped back. It's tied up. We are on a game 7 now. Great job by Fabs there. Great job by Pacifists all around. They stuck to the west, pushed in. Wow. Let's get those 2 points up there for them. Of course, making it official. That's amazing. Back to back. I was thinking, you know, a cap could go out because of how few they had, ODB had on OBJ. And there was still 5 up from Pacifists coming through the west. And then, like I thought, Sri Lankan was found on the rotation. But quickly, the refrag was obtained from Voltage onto Jamie. But it wasn't enough as... Who was it? Fabs, yeah. Fabs had smoke out, and he was sneaking in. And the smoke even disappeared. Had Wirt not rotated out of there, he probably would have seen him and been able to stop that cap.
Oh, did they?
All right. We now have the Northeast OBJ. This is another Marsoc favored one because there's a lot of different spots you can cap from. We also see Shield out on the play. I think it's the first Shield play of the season.
No, Sri Lankan's got a shield.
They are calling out the Shield, thinking it's Sri Lankan. It's not, though. It's Wirt. Shots coming out from Hoochie, trying to clear away, but Voltage, if they're not careful, is already here on OBJ. He's gonna run through, takes out Fabs. OBJ is getting cleared out, but I think from across the street, Section 1 is gonna spot Voltage. Don Patron taking out Voltage, no! Don't think he realized he just killed a teammate and the teammate that was closest to OBJ. Wirt is now getting here with his shield. There are only 2 Pacifists left. Section 1 is going to be trying to hold it down from back here. A little bit far off of OBJ, as you can see here. If a second smoke goes out, there will be nothing that they can do except fire into it. As Don Patron finds Mr. Moth, that will make it down to just Section 1. He is crashing back, and in doing so is found by Don Patron, giving ODB the win.
Sorry for the team.
Here, he does realize it was a TK. Quick look at the stats there. You got Sri Lankan with the cap and 1 kill. Don Patron with 5, as well as High Voltage. Hoochie 4, and Wirt right behind with 2. On the other side of Pacifist, we got Fabs with 1 cap, 3 kills. Mr. Moth 5 kills. Abbott with 4, and it looks like we are going to be switching host for our next map. Get in there, get the point on the board. What's up, Salty Food? Thanks for joining us. Imagine you just saw that cap from Pacifist. If y'all don't know, we are on a 5-minute delay, so I may be getting to y'all's chat a little late, but don't worry, I will see it. And while we are switching host here, let's, of course, throw up an ad from one of our great sponsors, OnwardVR. Check out one of the things these teams could win this season. I think I might have had that off-centered a little bit. We are starting back up Onward. We did indeed have that night vision glitch. No worries, we will get y'all back in there pretty quick. Yeah, Steve is seeing it. The cap was definitely open on that last round. They to me, they were a little far off from OBJ. I mean, they didn't let the cap happen though, so that's definitely a win in my book. Okay, we are getting loaded back up. Our next map is going to be on Downfall, as you can see right there. Right there, you see it, Downfall. Get out there, get the team names all set up. So I always have to stop when I'm spelling Pacifist. What OBJ are we going to be working on here? Ooh, it's going to be the upper dumpster OBJ. Looks like the whole teams, all teams are in there, so we will be starting here shortly. What did y'all think of that round? I mean, it could have been anyone's game. But yeah, I do agree that Pacifist may have had a little bit spread out on their defense, especially when they spotted what they thought was Sri Lankan in the north. Oh, we are starting. After they spotted them in the north, they should have known that they were coming from the west. And that in turn... Oh, and also let me get your name switched up top. determined this time.
Go.
Just let me know if they get northwest spawn right away.
I'm going to center bungalow if they do. I'll go flat.
All right, they did in fact get the northeast spawn. Don Patron already spotting them, finds a pick onto Abbott. Abbott is only down.
Ready?
Probably will be getting res here.
You can't see me yet. You just crouch down.
Oh, but he finds another one onto Fabs. Again, only down. Someone else is going to have to res him as I'm sure Moth is out of syringes. This will stop their push here in the north. You see that laser from Don Patron coming out. Will finish off Fabs before Abbott can find him. Meanwhile, we got Jamie pushing down to Crater and is found by Hoochie.
Down west. No, I just got one.
This defense has held the Pacifist offense technically all in the north now. Mr. Moth is trying to find that pick on Don Patron, allowing his team to push on through to the north, to the south. See him rotating back and forth on this hill. Confirming the kill yet again as Hoochie finds another
Another
one.
one down. That's 2 down for me. 3 altogether.
3 altogether does give an accurate kill count to ODB, who still have 5 up. Abbott still unable to find the mark. Now, Don Patron, Hoochie finding himself aboard as Sri Lankan finishes off Abbott. And they get the first round here on Downfall. They kept Pacifist stuck there in the north, spotting that spawn pretty quick, right off the mark. And when they do that, I mean, all you can do is try to. Here's my new favorite. Oh, ID. No, ID is amazing. He brings the hype. He brings that amp. You know, I can't get that hype. I try to, but my words get all messed up and yeah. But yeah, that was huge. They kept them pinned essentially in the northeast, spotting that spawn super quick. What am I doing? Getting their team on their point on the board, making it official. It's not official if it's not up. There you go. But yeah, thanks, Hearn. You know, I feel the love. Yeah, Hoochie actually got 3 kills there. Sorry about that. I think Don Patron may have finished one, or I don't know, but Hoochie did great work. I think he was in upper red, if not that center bungalow spot. And we are starting to
play that map that they play pretty much every single day over and over and over and do this over and over and over. Unless you know how to defend against it.
little pep talk there from Jamie, letting them know, don't get down. They are going against some very, very good players. And he's right. They essentially play every day. I think I always see Sri Lankan and Hoochie and them out there, and not only do they play, but they play together. So you get that kind of chemistry going. Jamie unable to land the shots on Sri Lankan over there. High voltage possibly going to find his mark on the Moth, but Moth makes it pass into the lower dumpster. I would imagine the callouts did go out as you see Don Patron's laser going right onto lower dumpster there. Section 1 and Abbott up in the north, or east, sorry. You got Abbott in Marsoc Tower in Section 1. Marsoc Twins north. No one has found a kill yet. I'm sure that is about to change here momentarily. Let's check the spread on there. We got two, essentially three close to OBJ with those two in the east. Nice sightline overwatch on it. Rucci taking up here in Center Hotel. Trying to find Moth there in lower dumpster. May get spotted by Jamie if he's not careful. I like this position because it does keep you covered from the east. Oh, he spots Jamie. Jamie ducking out of
One
the
in the
shots.
valley. I don't know if I got him, might have got him, but I think I missed.
Great communication there, side of ODB. Meanwhile, we got Voltage and Sri Lankan. Sri Lankan currently in upper red truck. Voltage will be pushing from lower red on through the middle. See these lasers just skimming over the heads of the players. Anyone new here not knowing, they are not seeing that, and they are not seeing those. That's what they're seeing. Don Patron does find Fabs on OBJ dark room. That is a huge, huge pickup. Because that's, I mean, that's your last man up position. That's the one you want to die last. Now, if they take out Mr. Moth here in lower dumpster, smoke going out is going to get shots from Jamie here on Don Patron, but high voltage there from helicopter sandbags is going to find that mark, covering Don Patron. If he's not careful, Section 1 has a laser onto him and will find those shots as work almost goes into his sightlines as well. Mr. Moth, I believe, spotting Sri Lankan pushing over in the east. Can't find the mark. Sri Lankan and Hoochie both getting themselves a kill. It is now up to one defender, which is Moth here in lower dumpster. If he's not careful, high voltage will push on in and get the cap. Flash goes out. If they have an accurate kill count, they could technically not kill him. He ducked down behind the wall. Cap is gonna be happening. It happens, and it puts them up 3-0 here on Downfall. That's super unfortunate. I mean, you gotta have that tablet awareness. You gotta realize I'm last alive. I am not in the best position. I need to just run out there. I need to get to OBJ. If I get shot, so be it. It's not a cap. But now ODB is just one away from taking the whole match. Again, I mean, they can, there's been some questions about this. They can play Subway if they want to. It's not required. So at the same time, it's not in the rules saying you cannot play it if they win the two. It's just saying it's not required. So if they want to, you know, they can. I mean, if Pacifist thinks they're going to be doing better on Subway than they have on the previous two maps, they can go for it. If they think they're going to get a win, they can go for it. But it is ultimately going to be up to the winning team of the first two maps to decide if they want to play that third map or not. Well, let's get their other 2 points on the board, making it 3-0 here on Downfall. It's not looking the best for Pacifists right now. I mean, I've seen some crazier things happen, so do not count them out yet.
Yeah.
Okay, drum is on the floor.
Drum is on the floor, making them pick it up. I'm not handing it to you. You get your own drums. You do your own work. Nah, it's sometimes difficult to hand off utilities and mags and stuff. It gets a little weird. It's easier just to drop it. Alright, we are going to have the Hilo 2 story OBJ See a nice spread here. Moth pushing through South Valley. UK up here in Marsoc Twins. Maybe getting spotted from Sri Lankan down there. See the hesitation to peek the corner. Meanwhile, Moth has made his way, I believe, through the South Valley. He's holding up here right behind White House. Section 1. Also holding his angle, looking at Volk Tower. Don't know if he spots Don Patron or not. Don Patron is letting shots out. In fact, lands one onto Section 1.
I think Volk drone. Jesus.
Great eye there from Don Patron.
Yeah, drone's down.
Oh, it was a drone. There was a drone out there. I did not know that. Don Patron using these stairs to his advantage. So only his head is peeking, and you see how he has the gun sideways. That allows for a smaller peek over this window ledge.
There's still one around that bungalow behind Upper Red Truck. East of Upper Red Truck.
Not realizing he did in fact get a kill. We'll bring this to a 4v5. In the meantime, we have 3 pushing here from west. Fabs letting shots out onto Voltage. Voltage finding Mr. Moth pushing through South Valley. Bringing Pacifist down to only 3 attackers left against 5 of ODB's defense. Jamie making his way from center bungalow. Pretty brave out here in the open like that. Hoochie, I think, is about to spot him though. Does so and takes him out, leaving only 2 left here in Upper Dumpster. A 2v5. Abbott making sure he is not spotted. Crawling across. Great defense we're seeing from ODB. Oh, does Abbott spot Voltage? Voltage spots Abbott. It is now all up to Fabs. Holding it on for his team. Great smoke there. Hopefully will let him get across to the west. But if they have an accurate kill count, they know that the last player is over here in the south. Voltage with that commanding angle there. It's going to be hard to get past without another utility. With just at 2.5 minutes, he's opting to go ahead and rotate to the east. Smart decision there. But let's see if it helps him at least obtain a kill or 2. It's going to be hard to get past Hoochie there from the Hilo 2-story dark room. Is that what you call it? And Hoochie, as I just said, finds the mark, gets them their 4th win on Downfall, and they take the whole match. You can see on the side of ODB, Hoochie with 6, followed by Voltage with a cap and 4. Don Patron with 3 and Sri Lankan 2. Only one of ODB died this whole match. Only one of them. And that was Don Patron. Well, that was a quick one. A little quicker than I thought it'd be, but again, it plays to the chemistry that these players on ODB have. As you heard from Jamie, they do play almost daily. They play together. So they know how each one's going to react. They know how each one's going to move. They don't have to worry about, am I being covered from this angle? Is that angle being covered? You know, they have that. They have that team chemistry going on. And it's showing. I'm excited to see how far ODB gets this season. We are in our first season of the VREL. here for Onward. And a huge shout out to all of our sponsors. We got B Haptics, we got G Fuel, we got Mammoth VR, we got Kiwi Design, Boba VR, 9 Line Apparel, Proxy Mat, Degenerate Decals. I mean, great sponsors this season. Going to be some great prizes. If y'all missed the ad for Mammoth, that's the Apto 3 Wasp. That's one of the prizes that is going to the winners this season. And yeah, just as much as you can, tune in, because we will be putting out cast after cast after cast. There will be a cast from, I already forgot the name. I think it's Regulators and Team Spirit. That will be going out here, if not today, possibly tomorrow. So yeah, hit that follow button, get those notifications. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in. We wouldn't be doing this without y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Oh, wait, did I get their point up there? I got the point up there. Yeah, all right. It's gotta be official. All right, later, y'all.